go back and edit the video, cut everything out.
Has
Make it
been
look
amusing me is how the media has been constantly checking out the twins talking.
I know,
Oh, I know.
That's not good.
Trying to analyze it. What are they talking about?
All they're doing is copying each other. One babbles and the other one just babbles what he hears.
It's on the news that the last couple of days, these two twin boys have twin talk, and they have their own language, and they're talking back and forth. They're like 18 months old, and it's adorable. And you're just trying to figure out what they're talking about. And at one point, one of them picks up his foot. He has no sock on it,
Yeah.
and everybody's going, "It's about the sock."
Right.
And then the other one's going on, and the other one's mocking him.
Hand
It's like,
gestures. and
this
they
is
go,
what they think conversations are about.
So cute.
I have that problem with women when they're talking.
Yeah,
Someone
but
else
the
got it.
hand
Okay.
gestures are much different.
I think they put it on the night phone.
Do what?
They put it on the night phone.
Action
It
time.
didn't sound like it was going through the.
Oh.
It usually sounds a little bit different. All right, we all set?
Somebody got it.
Let's
Do
go.
the speech.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
We're ready.
All right, let's see if we can beat the phone.
Frankie, waiting for me.
All right, 5 minutes. Gonna try to sell you on using E-Trade and buying stock to save money. I'm not trying to talk about getting really rich or whatnot. So I want to bring up a quick image I think most people think of when they think of stock. And it's this right here, which is that you invest in stock, you let go, everything's going really, really well, and you think this is great.
Oh.
And then it all just crashes. And no one likes that, but that's not what this is about. I'm not trying to get you to invest in losing your money and me and as the big guy, because I'm not even E-Trade myself. So here's why you are here. E-Trade. It does cost a little bit of money. It's about $10 per trade. So if you buy stock, if you sell stock, you're already going to be $20 in the hole just by buying it. But I'll get to a little bit more of that in a little bit. However, there are no account fees. And any money you put into an account, if it's not invested in stock, does gain some interest. All right. And E-Trade also comes with safety features. They have these tools, they're stop loss tools. So let's say you buy a stock at $5 and you have 1,000 of them, which would be a lot of money. You don't want to lose all that money. So if you go to their tools and you click on the stop loss tool, then you can set it so that it will sell at a certain price. That way if you're not at your computer, you're not at your phone, or wherever you access E-Trade, it will sell it for you. That way you're not losing thousands upon thousands of dollars, all right? So here's what I want you to do. We've all talked about how we just cut out a little bit of this, cut out a little bit of that, we'd save money. What happens when we do that? We spend it somewhere else, all right? Because we'll say, okay, I'm not gonna buy that t-shirt this week. And then we buy a guitar or a new CD or something. So I want you to take that money that you would spend somewhere else and put it into E-Trade, like a savings account, because you can make money with it. And then I want you to invest wisely. And you can do that with two very simple numbers. And here they are. 1.81% and 0.5%. Now, I know it doesn't seem like much, but I want to explain something here really quickly. If you started with $1,500, and I know it can be a lot of money, but we're just using it as an example, and you bought a stock such as Hoover blankets because you think it's going to make a comeback, you would then be able to get 149 stocks if it was sold at $10. This is where this first number right here comes in, 1.81%. If that stock goes up 1.81%, the stock would then be worth $10.18, which means all the stock you have, even after you've paid $10 to buy it, is now worth $1,517.50. So let's say you sell it now. You would then be left with $7.51, which is a net profit of 0.5%. All right. So why should you care about 0.5%? Most of you have done better than that on a spelling test. And if you haven't, then I'm going to say don't even try the stock market at all. All right. Well, here's why. On any given 5-day period, on any given day, there are about 2,000 stocks that have gained 1.81%, which means if you buy a stock on Monday and you sell it on Friday, you will have netted 0.5%. Now, when you sell a stock, it takes a little bit of time for that money to settle in your account. It has to clear. It's like a check being cashed at a bank. They hold on to it, whatnot. Which means that you can then net 0.5% every 2 weeks, which doesn't sound like a lot of money, but if you look at it this way, you can see that it adds up really quickly. If you started with $1,500 right here, and you didn't invest anything else, and you did make 0.5% every 2 weeks, although it's not necessarily plausible, you would make this much at the end of 1 year. You'd make about $216. And every 5 years, that amount, whoops, let me go back there, that amount doubles, or close enough to it. And this is just with an initial investment. And that's important because if you were to take that same amount of money and put it into a CD that made 10% and was compounded daily, which is the most amount of money you can make, you would beat it out with the stock market. Now, CDs are guaranteed. And I know the stock market is a risk, but again, you're not trying to make tons of money with this. You're just trying to invest wisely. Also, CDs at these amounts right here don't normally offer 10%, and they don't normally compound daily. It's usually monthly or half a year or something like that. They usually offer them at about 1.2%. So if you can invest wisely and make this profit, you'll make more with an initial investment than you would with something else. So here's the point. You're not going to act like this with this plan. This is not going to happen to you. You're most likely not going to make a bunch of money and go crazy in a mall. All right? This is about safe investing. It's about taking money that you already have, putting it into a stock account, and saving it. That way you don't spend it somewhere else. It's also about not taking all the money you have and dumping it in and trying to be rich. I don't want you to do that. What I want you to do is take money that you would spend somewhere else, that you would try to save, and instead of spending it somewhere else, put it in E-Trade, because then you can protect your investments. You can use that stop loss tool and keep yourself from losing too much money. Because even if you put $1,500 into it and you lose $100, you still have $1,400. And that means you've saved $1,400 more than you would have if you spent it somewhere else. So even though you might never, ever with this plan win $1 million, now you might not go jumping through a mall and screaming or being crazy, you might be a little bit happier because you found something simple that made you very, very wealthy. And then you might find the simple joys in life and feel like this. And that is a great feeling. Thank you very much. Have a good day.